Trigger warning. This video will contain images of meat and monsters, just so you know. I'm on the internet a lot, and it's not only the news that I try to deal with. I also look, well, at a lot of other sites, quite a bit of assorted science, but particularly astronomy. I'm very interested in that. And so, because of that, I've also been very interested in the Ultima Thule discovery. And I'll get onto that in a little while. But as well as the, what you might call the legit astronomy, what's up with this? Sorry about that. I also have happened upon several, there must be dozens of them, sites run by people at what you might call the wackier end of astronomical speculation, who insist that there used to be a sentient civilization on Mars. Some of them say that the sentient civilization is still there. Now, discounting the possibility that there really are Martians around, I can't see why it isn't possible that some sort of a civilization had developed on Mars in the very distant past. After all, our own planet spent 20 million years on the dinosaurs before they went extinct and were replaced by mammals with a bit more mental capacity. Oh yes, I know, there were probably quite a few fairly intelligent dinosaurs, but they never got to the stage in all that 20 million years of inventing something to detect and deflect that comet, did they? Okay, so before the dinosaurs, there were hundreds of millions of years of pre-dinosaur life. So if Mars had been warm and wet and with an atmosphere during that time, if Mars had sort of cut out the middleman and got through what was our, let's say, our Carboniferous age faster, or skipped the dinosaurs altogether, then it would have got the jump on us, wouldn't it? And it could have developed a creature with a creative brain that built things and left ruins. And this could have been long before our shrew-like common ancestor had even shoved its snout out from under the roots of some prehistoric tree and thought, I wonder what happened to all those tyrannosaurs since it went so dark all of a sudden. Anyway, I don't see why the possibility of life on Mars isn't at least some sort of an idea with legs. But what really impresses me about those Mars civilization buffs is the reasons they give for us not finding anything now. First of all, some speculate that the civilization was so advanced it blew itself to bits with a weapon of mass destruction. Sorry, I couldn't resist that. While others postulate an astronomical catastrophe, such as a collision with a very large asteroid or possibly bombardment from an asteroid field. But meanwhile, they show pictures of rock formations, which some of them really do look very much like architectural ruins. I don't say they are, but they do look rather similar, and so I understand how this could be a question. Well, so far, so good. We know so little about Mars at present that all cards are on the table, in my opinion, and no doubt time will tell on that one. But it's the next thing that bugs me. Why aren't we being told about these ruins, they ask. And they point to areas on the images where, you know, NASA photographs and things like that, where they insist that suspiciously intelligent structures have been photoshopped out or altered to hide the squareness and regularity of their shapes. The answer they always come up with is that NASA is obscuring the photos and blurring details so we can't see them. Now, why would NASA do that? I'd say that if they thought there was the remotest chance of the remains of an ancient civilization on Mars, surely they'd be blaring that out in every video they put out. After all, how many people round the world would actually vote for extra taxes to fund a space program that will get us to Mars to check it out? I'd pay taxes to America for such a venture, and I'm not even an American. Even if the ruins were of a civilization that had disappeared long before the dinosaurs, somehow it would mean that we weren't exactly alone in the universe. But the fact is, the findings are, so to speak, thin on the ground, whatever these guys say, and so they have to bolster their convictions with the idea that NASA is conspiring against them for some reason. As I said, it makes no sense. It would be much more in NASA's interests to fake ruins than to hide them. No. What these Mars civilization people are doing is succumbing to the more intense end of the spectrum upon which we all stand, wondering if we're the only ones here, and looking for something, anything out there that might tell us we have neighbours, even if they turn out to be nasty. Now, I'm not immune from that myself, and at this point I'm going to make a confession. I really, really wanted Ultima Thule to be an abandoned spaceship. Oh yes, I did. And I'll bet one or two of you had a fleeting thought about that yourselves. As soon as I saw the early pixelated rough images that showed it was a sort of barbell shape, I thought of this. And I hoped against hope that it would be something similar. Imagine the effect on us if they found an old spaceship floating about out there in the Kuiper Belt. Again, it would mean we're not alone. People don't want to be alone. We started off by inventing gods and angels to keep ourselves company, and now we have less faith in those. We're casting about for cousins of the universe to take their place. Anyway, what did they find with Ultima Thule? It wasn't an abandoned spaceship. It was something that looked to me like a 21-mile long gigantic ham. It even has organic molecules on its surface, and it's brown. I mean, well, it's right for the season, I suppose. Anyway, that's it, except for one small coincidence I observed with the shape beside the ham. Has anyone noticed that the Dalek in the dreadful new Doctor Who series looks a lot like Ultima Thule? Well, it looks like there's at least one creative genius in the Doctor Who design department. Perhaps you guys at the BBC should do a search and sack him or her at once. He or she is showing up the rest of you. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. And if you wish to donate, it's through PayPal at grannyopteryx@gmail.com. Till next time.